Hello everyone, bringing you another video today which is in addition to the sort of usual upload schedule, and the reason for that is I've been very kindly sent a little batch of things from Lead, Thread and Bread, including an improved number 36 mils bomb, and we're going to be talking about this and some other bits and pieces they've sent me in their expanding range of reproduction 3D printed grenades. So we're going to have a look at this in comparison to the one they sent me previously, which you might remember from a previous video, which was a pre-production example. It's this improved example, and there are some other bits and pieces to have a look at as well, so we'll get into that now. Okay, so this is what we're going to be having a look at in a bit more detail in this video. On the left here, the far left, we have the item sent to me previously, which is a pre-production Mills bomb. This is the production Mills bomb, so we'll compare these first and then we'll talk about these two. So the Mills bomb, the example I talked about previously was this example here, made in a soft, pliable, rubbery plastic, very soft, very lightweight. There was a video of me throwing this in the park. They've very kindly sent me a replacement spoon, which was lost in the process of throwing this. But this was the pre-production example. What they've sent me here, as you can see, is a great improvement in terms of looks. We do have LT and B worked into the design there, obviously lead, thread and bread. And the 3D printing process has been used to create a lot more realistic, a lot more accurate shape to this here. You can see they are roughly the same size. But just to move this out of the way, and I've lost the pin actually out of here, that's one thing. I do need to just open the end of the pin slightly to hold it in. Comes with a separate metal spoon and pin, and as said previously, this is still made in this soft deformable plastic or rubber. Very lightweight, so this has a great utility in that this could be thrown in amongst people without any real worry of hurting them. There are rough edges and things, obviously some sharper edges and things down here, but it's a very soft plastic, and I obviously your own risk assessment there, I guess, from a reenacting point of view, but I would say that this is lightweight enough and soft enough. It would be no more risk than perhaps throwing a tennis ball, for example. So from that point of view, it could be used in training scenarios and so forth without any real worry of hurting somebody with it hitting them. So as I say, a much better shape in terms of the reproduction of the look of the 36 mils bomb, and with some paint and so forth to add in the markings, the filler markings, and perhaps the X's showing it's been prepared for tropical use. That would certainly improve its looks even further. We've lost much of the striations. You can still just about see them, which are sort of inherent in the 3D printing process, but it looks a lot better than the pre-production one, I have to say. So that's the reproduction of the Mills bomb. The next grenade we'll have a look at here is a 69 grenade. This is a blast grenade, of course, as opposed to fragmentation. The fuse operates in a different manner, doesn't use a spoon. We'll have a look at that in a minute because that's actually been replicated in this. You can see, as I said, some of the striations and so forth from the 3D printing process, but the shape of this is otherwise very good. Obviously you have the fill marking here and the X's around the top to mark that it's been prepared for tropical use. The overall shape and everything is good, with the filler plug in the bottom there, you can see LTB again underneath there if I hold it up to the light, LTB underneath there, and obviously just a representation of the screw-in plug there at the bottom. The cap, and I think this is if I remember what was said, this is a pre-production cap, so would be improved, and when we have a look at the 70 grenade, that's got a different texture to the top of the cap. This will remove, and as you can see we have a representation of the system which arms the fuse on these. This would originally be a piece of lead. It is in this instance a piece of plastic painted up, but on a piece of tape. And as it flies through the air, the lead unravels and then pulls a pin. And that's all been represented here in plastic with a piece of cotton tape, which I'll just wrap back round here. So from that point of view, in terms of demonstrating the fuse, this has utility in that. You can see all the thread and everything is 3D printed, just interesting from a sort of a production process point of view. And as I say, the cap has the thread, if we can just see in there, there we go, thread printed in at the top there. So you have a functional screw-on cap there, and that contains the fuse, and that's how these were, the real 69 grenades were armed, and the fuse this system was used on other grenades as well, such as the gammon grenade, and the one we're going to have a look at in a minute. But that's this reproduction. I think, as I say, this is a pre-production, so the finish may be improved on production examples. I'm not entirely sure on that. But one advantage of this again, which was clarified to me in an email, these can be produced in the soft rubbery plastic that we looked at with 36. So these can be made in a deformable form, I believe, which means that again they can be safely thrown if you order them that way. So That's the 3D printed 69 grenade. The final one to look at here is a reproduction of a fairly unusual type of hand grenade, which is the number 70 grenade. Now these were an impact grenade, so the idea of that is the fuse is armed, and then when it impacts the ground, off it goes. This is these were essentially a trial item during the war, and they were never introduced en masse, but they were trialled out in the Far East with 14th Army. So from my point of view, it's interesting to have one of these, and I thank you very much to Lead, Thread and Bread for sending it over. These have all been sent gratis. I should have said that at the start, but I'll say it here. These have all been sent free of charge for me to make a video and show you them, so you can form your own opinion and look at the details of them, and obviously go and check out their shop if you're interested in purchasing any of these. We have the removable cap, just to show you there, the texture on the top. That's been slightly different from the, just bring the 69 back in. You can see, so that I imagine this is the finish that's going to be used on the production caps. Neatly unscrews there, and again we have an operating replica, operating reproduction of the fuse tape system there. Obviously, just again this unwinds and pulls the pin. So I think the theory behind that is if you throw these, the tape and so forth is intended to operate as designed for the originals, but I'm afraid the weather has been absolutely abysmal here, and I've just not had a chance to get out and try that. So there might be a follow-up video where we go and have a go with these, but we'll see. This, unlike the 69 grenade, is again made in the sort of rubbery soft plastic that you would see with the 36. So again, as far as I'm aware, from what I was told, these can be produced in the hard plastic or in the rubber, this sort of rubbery soft plastic. So there we are. That's a reproduction of a number 70 grenade. As I say, interested to have this. Interesting to see a reproduction being made of these. I can't say this as gospel, but I'm not aware of another company making reproductions of these. There may be one out there. I'd be happy to be corrected on that in the comments if so. But this is an interesting reproduction to see, because these are, say, quite specific to the Far East. I believe they were well liked, but they were not seen to have a great enough utility, the originals. And therefore the design was not pursued much post-war. So number 70 grenade, reproduction from Lead, Thread and Bread. So there we are. I hope you found it interesting looking at the reproduction grenades there in a little bit more detail. As said previously, there is a pinned comment down below with a link through to Lead, Thread and Bread's website should you wish to go and have a look at their product range if you think any of these would fit your needs. But that's everything for this video. So until next time, bye for now.